All right, folks, it is good to be back with you. We are only 3.5 months from the NFL kickoff, and the draft is in the books, and the schedule is out. And today, I am going to do my post-draft AFC predictions. And I'll probably do this again as we get a little bit closer to the season, but now that the draft is through, we got the schedule out. I wanted to give you an idea of who I thought was going to win the AFC in each division, and I'm going to jump right into this and go through the AFC East first. So I think the Bills are going to win this division going away. I think this is the easiest division in the NFL to predict. I don't see any real challengers to the Bills right now. I think they'll win this by 3 or 4 games. They needed a pass rusher in the offseason. They got Joey Bosa. We'll see if he's able to stay healthy. But I think it's a real important season for him because you never know how long these windows are going to last. And I think it's going to come down to the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs again in the AFC, and they'll be contending for a 1 seed late in the season. Coming in second, I have the Patriots. This is going to be a big jump. I think they'll have the biggest jump in win totals year over year. I love what Drake May did last year. He'll be better. He'll have a full season underneath him. I think the O-line will be better. They got a few weapons for him to work with, so I'm kind of excited to see what the Patriots and Drake May look like this year. The Dolphins. I think this is a team that is going absolutely nowhere. I don't like what I've seen from Tua over the past couple years. I think the Dolphins are a year away from seriously considering drafting a quarterback. Tyreek Hill's getting a little bit older. I do love Jalen Waddle and the Tyreek Hill mix, but I really don't know what direction this team is going right now, and I think they're going to have a really tough season. And then coming in last is the Jets. Justin Fields is going to be their starting quarterback. I don't think he'll be good, but he'll certainly be interesting. I'm going to move to the AFC North right now, and I think the Ravens are going to win the AFC North. I think they have the most talented team in the division. I think they might possibly have the most talented team in the entire NFL. Their rushing attack is great. I like John Harbaugh as the best coach in this division. I am starting to wonder if this is ever going to happen for them. Lamar Jackson has been great in the regular season over the past couple years, and Mark Andrews dropped that ball against the Bills in the AFC divisional round, but I don't think Lamar played overly well, and I'm kind of starting to wonder if it's ever really going to happen for this team. Coming in second, I have the Bengals, and I think the Bengals are going to be a wild card and make the playoffs. I think they have the best offense in the NFL. I love their weapons. Joe Burrow is very good, but they've really sacrificed on defense for their offense. And if you look at their team, they were terrible on defense last year. And Trey Hendrickson right now says he's not playing unless he gets a new contract. He's their best defensive player, and this defense might be even worse. Coming in third, I have the Steelers. This is with or without Aaron Rodgers. I think this is a team that needs to rebuild, although the Steelers are never going to do so. And whether or not Aaron Rodgers signs with this team, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. And then at last, I have the Browns. I think they have the strangest quarterback room we've had in a long time. They've got 5 quarterbacks, and I don't think any of them are particularly good. They drafted 2 rookies. We'll see how that plays out, but I have the Browns finishing last, and they'll be right up there close to the first draft pick overall. I'm going to move to the AFC South. I think the Texans are going to win this division. I think this will be among the weakest divisions in the NFL. They drafted 2 Iowa State wide receivers. Tank Dell is probably not going to play this year, so they needed some wide receiver help. Their offensive line is going to be a little shakier. I don't look for this team to do anything in the playoffs. I think there'll be another first-round exit, but I think in this pretty mediocre to poor division, I think they're the best team right now. Second, I have the Jaguars. This is Trevor Lawrence's 5th year already. It's really hard to believe that, and I think this is a year where he really has to prove something, or else he's going to start to fall in that category on if we wonder if he's actually good, if we haven't already. They drafted Hunter as a wide receiver. They have the 2nd year of Brian Thomas, so I think that I look for their wide receivers or their weapons to be very good. I think this could be a bright spot for their team, so I'm excited to see what that looks, but I have the Jags coming in second. Third, I have the Titans. I think that Cam Ward was the best player by far, and that's why he's drafted number 1. I think he's going to be the best quarterback in this draft class. They just don't have a lot of talent to work with around him, so we're going to see what Cam Ward can do. It's going to be a lot of him as a rookie. This is never a good thing, but it's going to be a lot of him dropping back 30 to 40 times a game, and I think they're really going to struggle at times, but I think they'll have some really great games. And then last, I have the Colts. I loved their draft pick. Tyler Warren was my favorite draft pick going into the NFL season. I love that they took him, but right now we don't know who's playing quarterback for him. They have Danny Dimes and they have Anthony Richardson. I don't think either one of them are very good long-term solutions. Anthony Richardson has really struggled completing some easy passes and his accuracy, and we've seen what Danny Dimes can do. Now, one thing I am interested in is that they drafted Riley Leonard out of Notre Dame late in the draft. I think there is a real chance that by about week 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there, that he could be the starting quarterback for this team. And then finally, I'm going to move to the AFC West. And I've listened to a lot of sports talk, and I hear a lot of people saying that maybe this is the year that the Chargers overtake the Chiefs. But I have the Chiefs making the playoffs and winning this division again. I think they'll be right around 12 or 13 wins again. I do get concerned because Kelsey is nearing the end of his career. He looked like he slowed down a couple steps, but they do get Rashid Rice back, and that's going to be big for them. They're really struggling at the wide receiver position, so with their two wide receivers back and fully healthy, I think that'll be great. They did draft another offensive tackle, but they drafted one a year ago as well, and we'll see how that turns out. Second, I have the Chargers, and I think Herbert, he's been great in the regular season. He's had some moments, but he's not really won any big games, any games of real consequence. This is their second year with Harbaugh. I think they'll finish in second. Third, I've got the Broncos. Again, Bo Nixon, his second year. I didn't particularly like their draft. I think the Broncos are actually going to take a little bit of a step backwards and miss the playoffs this year, and I have them finish in third. And then in the fourth, I've got the Raiders. I think this was the strangest draft pick of the first round, the Raiders taking a running back. When you have so many other needs, drafting a running back to me seemed so strange, and I think he's a great running back, but I just don't really understand the pick. I thought that was very strange. Now, Pete Carroll's coming in. He loves to run the ball. We got Geno Smith coming in, who's going to give a little bit of stability to the Raiders, so I think that will help a little bit. But again, I think this was strange, and I think they'll be right near the top of the draft again next year, but Geno Smith will help them out a little bit. So again, those are my picks for the AFC divisional winners. I'll be doing NFC here next week, and I look forward to talking to everyone as the season gets closer.